After the party takes out a large swath of sworn, there's a word, that's a sentence to say, they turn towards the docks and they see two more sworn waiting to greet the Camilla. It is currently Smith's turn. Smith, you make your way with everyone else. You look up toward the docks. You see that there is two more sworn looking armored, ready to greet the new ship sailing in, the Camilla. It is your turn. I'm going to move these just so we can see them a little bit better. But it is... Oh, God, what's going on here? It is your turn. What do you do?
Looking rather worse for wear. Covered in blood. From that strange... blood demon or whatever that thing was.
Mm-hmm.
Covered in blood from all of the sworn that we've had to strike down to make our way to this dock. These two remaining sworn, I stare at them, you know, with a suit that looks, this armor is dinged up and damaged. There's crackling energy that's sort of broken through various pieces where the armor has taken some damage. You can see the energy is sort of crackling along it. And I'm a bit out of breath. But I'm sort of cleaning some of the blood off of me as I'm walking on the dock. And I stare at them. And I yell, "We can make this easy, or we can make this really easy. We've just sent many sworn to the afterlife. You want us to send two more? Get out of the way. Now."
Make me a persuasion or an intimidation.
Intimidation.
With disadvantage. As you are sort of looking worse for wear.
A 20.
I think for a moment, they turn and they look at each other and they sort of discuss for a moment. And there is a bit of uncertainty. I will let you all continue with your turns as they sort of come up with an answer.
I'm slowly walking towards them.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm trying to make
all of my
every
weapons and I'm
step.
doing the same thing.
I'm trying to make every step reverberate. Making every step loud as I'm walking forward.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And that'll be it for my turn.
Yeah. All right, Ty, you are next.
Hmm.
You see Smith say these words and then start to walk forward. There is a bit of weight being stepped down onto every footfall, as it could be the clumsiness of exhaustion, but it also could be tailored toward the intimidation tactic that he has displayed. It's hard to tell. He walks forward.
Yeah, I will have an arrow knocked and aimed at the The one that isn't the Templar, just the
Sure.
the normal sworn.
Mm-hmm.
And I will be steadily and slowly walking forwards as well. I look exhausted and covered in blood, but I don't have like significant
It's not
wounds.
his blood.
It's very little of it is my blood.
Right.
And I'm doing the same thing. I'm just doing a slow walk with my arrow trained on that guy. If they do anything like aggressive, I'll let the arrow fly. Ready
Okay.
to action. Yeah. Can't click my character, so you have to go over there for a second while I go there. There you go.
Okay. Anything else?
That's it.
All right. I'm just looking at some things. Okay. It is their turn. They look at each other, and then when you start to advance, and then they see that an arrow starts to get knocked, they then take a step back, or the Templar at least takes a step back for a moment, and goes into this, his knees bend in a demi-plie, but also a sign of penance. But as he does, his hand is raised forward, and in that gauntlet is a mote of light that you have seen before, as he mentions in the echoing underneath the helmet something about Rolthane. It seems to be in some sort of language not common, as he then presses. Do any of you speak Celestial? Probably not. Okay. So it's this
No.
holy language that you probably recognize, and you've probably heard the dialect before. Smith and Varsha, as the Sworn do say and recite some of these lyrics from these tales, but of course filled with words of Rolthane, the God King. He presses his hand towards his chest for a moment, and then one on the shoulder of the soldier next to him, as a beam of light sort of pulse between both of them, and then they stand tall, and the Sworn both draw their weapons. And that is going to be the Templar's turn. The soldier is going to then, as the pulse of light ripples underneath the armor of the Sworn soldier, he looks up and you hear underneath, coming from underneath his helmet, "Stop!" As he's going to cast command on you, Smith. I need you to make a save here. Wisdom, it looks like.
Am I aware this is a spell?
Yes. I think as it rings through the air, you can definitely tell that it is a spell.
11.
Okay. So the 11 does not make this save. It is a 12. So if that is the case, you need to stop. Which is, I think it's just one word, right? It's the one word command. It says stop. Okay.
I'm holding my position, and you can kind of see me shaking a little bit, as if I'm trying to shake it off as this happens.
Yeah. Okay.
Please, sir, may I fire my weapon?
Yes. Yes, you may. As spell goes off, and this aggression rings out
Was
into
it the Templar
air.
that did this?
This was the soldier that did this.
Oh, this might be useful then, huh? I will fire my short bow. Is that short bow I clicked? Let's find out. On a 25.
25.
I get sneak attack off my turn.
What's that?
Do I get sneak attack when I'm off my turn?
Don't know.
Well, it's still your turn.
per
You readied an
turn.
action.
Yeah,
So
I think
this is
I
just
think
your
you
turn going off.
Well,
right?
I think you still get the regular. You just don't get a second attack. You don't get your
I
movement.
know that. Yeah, I can only do this anyway, I think, with a short bow, right? But, yeah, the sneak attack still goes off then. Okay, hold on. Here you go. 22 piercing in total. And this is being fired at the at this guy here.
Yes. Yep. All right, arrow rings forth through, cutting through the words that echo through. He goes, "Stop!" And I think through the gauntlet, the arrow pierces his palm. As you start and kick off this combat. Okay, Jet, it is your turn. As an arrow flies forth from Jet or from Smith, Ty. Brain.
Okay.
So many people. One syllable names.
I look.
I didn't get to go.
You rolled a 7.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, Varsha.
That's the
okay. We're just out of order. Sorry. I was looking at the list, not the numbers.
I look perpetually out of breath. My robes aren't hurt or touched or broken, but some vials are, some are empty, including the 2 orange and yellow ones that I used for firebolts that are still sizzling behind us on the docks. I struggle to see what's in front of me, but I see that Mr. Tai has fired upon the soldier, so I'm going to try and do the same. So I lift my light crossbow that's slightly damaged. You can see there's a crack running down it. The mechanism frayed. And I'm going to shoot for 19 to hit.
19 hits.
Which one?
So the smaller one. And sorry, I shouldn't have rolled that. I should roll my own. Because it's no longer 1d8, it's 1d6 because it's damaged, yes?
Correct.
Okay. So 5 points of crossbow damage.
Crossbow damage.
Piercing damage.
Okay.
It's fired an entire crossbow at the guard.
Like a medieval gunslinger, just throw it.
You have disadvantage on this attack.
I do?
You do.
Okay. So I have to roll again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 17 to hit.
17. I think 17 hits.
Okay.
17 hits. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So yeah, we'll do that at same damage. All right, so what was it? It was 7 total? 5 total.
5 total.
Okay, great. Awesome. Anything else?
I sigh, and that's it.
Okay, all attacks going toward the soldier are going to be at disadvantage. Could have something to do with the spell that was cast. Varsha, it is your turn.
Okay. Jet.
Yes?
Is it very clear to me that you are...
That I am.
If I were to look at you right now, what am I gathering from you?
I'm tired. I just look tired. I am not hurt. I'm just tired.
Yeah, okay. That's what I thought. So I step toward Jet. I am so incredibly wounded. I look like I might fall over at any second, and I will put my hand on his arm. I will squeeze gently, and I will say, "Don't give up." And then I start forward to try to attack these guys, but I have half movement. So I just imagine that an anime scene where she's just slowly moving forward until eventually she gets close enough to make an attack. So that is 15 feet.
Okay.
And I don't know.
That's 5 for each one of these squares. 5, 10.
I think
15.
directly in front of Smith.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. As you sort of push past Smith, confidently, it is the top of the round. Smith, you are halted in your tracks by some sort of divine command.
trying to move my legs. Now, this command, stop. Does this simply remove my movement? Can I still take any other actions?
You cannot take an action and you cannot make movement, but it's only 1 round.
So that skips my turn, basically.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Ty.
Off I go.
Okay, here I go.
The short bow's over one shoulder, and I'm pulling out the falcata. I don't have the scimitar anymore, so I'll take the falcata and the ruby dagger out. And I run as fast as I can towards this young man here. Swing with the falcata. A swing with the ruby dagger in my offhand. And under the assumption that 21 hits, I'll give you a sneak attack.
You're at disadvantage.
Oh, I do?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 21 becomes a 21.
Okay.
And then the 13 is a 13.
Okay. The 21 hits.
Okay. So that's the 9 damage plus 13, which is 22. Is that right? Am I really dumb?
I'm sorry, what were you adding? What?
9 plus 13.
9 plus 13 is 22, yes.
And that is the falcata, so I'm guessing he deflects the ruby dagger as I swing that. Falcata will find purchase.
Yep.
And I'm assuming I'm in range of both of them here, within 5 feet of both of them. So
Correct.
I will end my turn there.
Yeah, so you go in, your falcata swings and bites into him. I think as he's trying to find a position to block, as he can't, as he has an arrow stuck in his hand from last round, and he goes to throw up his shield, but it's not in time, as you're able to knock it out of the way and find find a space on his shoulder underneath the pauldron that is then able to pierce through and maybe cut through some of the rings, as you are able to see some of the rings from the ring mail underneath start to splay outward as blood retracts onto your blade. Nice. And unfortunately, the dagger is too short. You miss, as you're just unable to and not used to the short length of the blade here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And that is your turn, which is... The Templar large winged helmet approaches a sworn soldier, and another glow of gold energy radiates from his palm as it shoots into the soldier. And as his bonus action, he is going to have the sworn attack. You tie.
Let's have it.
Let's have it. It is... There's a 12 doesn't hit you, does it?
Nope.
Okay. Oh, wait.
I begin dancing.
Okay. Now the sworn actual turn. He is going to... For the soldier's actual turn, excuse me. Can he do anything? Oh, wait, no, this is this dice. No. Okay, so he's going to swipe again, or he's going to at least try, grabs the blade out of his, or he tries to, with his wounded hand, try to grab the blade out of his holster, unable to, as he's in pain, but he then tries to punch you with the edge of his shield. As he goes to then punch you, you are able to dodge out of the way as this man is wounded and is too sluggish to find an attack onto you. And that's going to be their turn. It's not a good turn for them. Jet.
Lots of dancing.
Lots of
Looking
dancing.
like I'm doing a lot of dancing.
Mm-hmm. Jet,
Okay.
your turn as Ty advances.
So I've just heard Vasha say, "Don't give up." So I'm going to do that. Just that. So I'm going to put my crossbow away actually, and I'm going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Oop, I grabbed the wrong person. 25, 30 here. I'm sorry, I keep moving
That's
Vasha.
okay. I'll grab her.
I'm like the worst chess
yes.
player ever. There we go. So I run up to meet them all, both, and I'm going to pull out my dagger. I think I should. Yeah, I have. So I pull out my dagger, and I reach into my robe, and it's not ready yet, but I have this other flask. It's about this big, and when I pull it out, attached to the cork is a large blade, and this is my other dagger, and
Okay.
I'm going to attack the smaller man on the side.
Okay.
So disadvantage, yes?
Disadvantage.
Okay. So 18 to hit.
18 does hit.
Fucking excuse
Okay.
me.
So 6 points of piercing damage. And because I have 2 weapons on me, I'm just going to try and remember all the dancing I've seen Mr. Tai do, and all the things that Vasha does as well. And I'm going to use the other one, and oops, that's an 8 to hit.
Yeah, so with an
Okay.
8, unable to.
The second one, not so much.
Not so much. You're able to
Alright.
find, I think as it goes in to punch Ty with its shield hand, it's still open that entire side to you where you approach his right side. Yeah, you approach his right side, which is just wide open for a strike, and you're able to, I think, stab with this bottle-type dagger that you have into his bicep as he looks up, and I think he looks over at the Templar for reassurance. And that's it. Anything else on your turn? As you stab
No.
him in across the arm, nothing. Okay.
I look across the tie, I look at my own hands, and I'm not sure what I'm doing. I'm just attacking.
Okay. Varsha.
That's my turn.
Varsha swimming past you is Jet. An unfamiliar move as Jet starts to then advance between you and the Templar.
And when did they get to go?
They
Templars and their turns.
they did go. They
I
missed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was that my full motion, by the way? Was that 30 feet?
That was you did 25,
Okay. I think in that case,
I think that's what you
Jet
said.
sees Tai, and he's going to try and remember what Tai did a second ago, and he's going to try and dance 5 feet adjacent. He's never fought in combat before like this,
Okay.
and he's just trying.
Okay. Good. The good thing I rolled a 5 for the Templar as they made an attack of opportunity, and a 1 as the soldier went to attack as well. So he misses, and I think as he goes to attack you, he loses his footing for a second, and then sort of falls prone. He doesn't really have a weapon, but things are not looking great for the sworn soldier as he then sort of fumbles to try to attack you. He falls on his sword, but doesn't do any damage. It sort of like catches and he sort of just trips up. But it is Varsha's turn.
I will slowly continue my crawl forward. Which one is the one that told
The one
Smith
that's getting
to
his ass.
stop?
Yeah, the one that's getting his
Yeah.
ass kicked right now. The one with
Okay.
the shield.
Okay. I move forward and I attack that same fella.
Okay.
Or I try anyway.
Okay.
11.
Okay.
So that does not hit.
That does not hit. You do have disadvantage, but still
Oh,
does not
I'll
hit.
roll just in case there's a critical.
All right. Good call. Just in case there's a 1.
Can kill me.
Okay.
Okay, 11.
Oof. All right. So yeah, as you go to make the attack, it does seem like for a moment it is about to ring true, but there is a bit of a gold light that sort of glimmers for a second off of the armor and catches your eye as you're able to then you go to react as it blinds you for a moment, and your sword continues to follow through. Your eyes are closed, but you do not feel it hit anything as you missed. Okay. Smith, it is now top of the round, your turn. You can do stuff now.
Yeah, I'm shaking my head
I'm sorry, one second. As before the top of the round happens here, you do notice that the Camilla has pulled into right up onto the side as it starts to dock onto the dock here.
Nice. Well done, buddy. All right. I am going to shake my head as I continue walking forward slowly but surely. And I'm sort of... I have a lot of stuff, and I think you all know that as a part of the armor.
Yeah, this is
various things, yeah, that make me a bit of a Swiss Army knife. I feel like several of them are kind of like beaten up, and I'm self-imposing a little bit of a limp here, and I'm keeping Smith moving at a slower pace than he would normally move. And I think, being the fighter that he is, he knows this, and he turns his, I can't remember which hand it was, if it was right or left, but he pulls his hand down, and the light crossbow sort of expands outwards again, and you see Smith take aim and fire with his light crossbow.
Okay.
As it begins to aim probably at... There's a lot of people over by that soldier, but I think, yeah, I'm just gonna move forward here to probably there to get a better angle. Fire with the light crossbow at the shielded soldier again. That'll be with disadvantage.
It will be with disadvantage. 12, unfortunately, does not ring true as the crossbow sails right over.
My arm's a little bit wobbly as I raise it up. It probably just lifting my arms at this point hurts.
Yeah.
After fighting for so long now.
Yeah, it's like trying to.
The armor is heavy and
continue that.
It's like I'm lifting weights all the time.
Exactly, and you're trying to push yourself past just to get a few more reps in. And your arms are shaking. That's exactly what's going on. It's just you can't lift your arm up. You feel that pain in the behind your shoulder and up towards your back as you try to lift up and aim, and you can't. Your arm starts to shake, and you loose the crossbow bolt, and it flies and sticks into the Camilla behind. It is now Ty, your turn.
Okay.
Ty, could you make me a perception check?
Ooh. 11.
Okay, continue your turn, please.
But what do I see? What's giving me disadvantage on this guy? Do I know?
Magic. Isn't that a fun answer?
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine. I'm just trying to justify.
Shut the fuck up, player. Might have disadvantage.
Yeah. It's just that I don't know if it's like a thing that I'm like hitting him and I can see that there's some magic bullshit. Or
Every once in a while, as you're fighting, you do see glints of like reflection of divine light, kind of spring forth. I think as Varsha came in to attack, you did see a glint of light shine up into her face, and that sort of distracted her for a moment as she winced and was able to miss. It seems as if some divine some divine energy or magic is at least giving you some sort of disadvantage on attacks.
That sounds like a job for Jet. I will hit them with knives.
Okay.
Falcata strike. Disadvantage, yeah?
Disadvantage.
Whoa! Here we go again. It's already broken, by the way.
Ooh.
That's a double
Breaking it
nat
again.
1 on the Falcata.
I've
wanna
been
snap it in
hearing
half?
focaccia
Falcata.
every time Brad
Falcaccia.
says falcata, and I think at this point it just turns into bread.
It turns into bread. Yep. Yeah, I mean, there's not
It's
really much
already
I could
damaged.
say here. How damaged is it? Isn't it like there's
One dice.
It's only one. I thought it had two.
No.
Okay.
No,
anyway.
the scimitar is also damaged, but that's with...
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
behind us somewhere.
Yeah, you go to strike, and I think for a moment the glint of light shines in your eyes for a second. You go to strike with all of your might. It does hit the edge of the shield as it's blocked up. It doesn't hit the flat of the surface. He doesn't bat it away. He holds it up, and you cut the edge of your weapon into the hardened shield. And unfortunately, your weapon, through the fighting and everything, has probably lost its temper as the blade rolls, and there's a huge chunk that is just rolled over and missing, and you are now fighting with a reduced damage.
I immediately let go of it.
Yeah. Okay. What is it? What is it at now? It would be at a.
If it goes down
D4?
one more, it'd be a D4, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's
which
what happens.
I will do, but I'm going to let go of it.
Okay.
It is useless to me. Mechanically speaking, I'm going to switch it out for a D4 weapon, but no one needs to know that.
Right.
Because to me, I'm like, this is fucked. So as soon as I see it roll
Yeah,
and
chunk,
hear
you
the
look
sound
at
and
it,
break,
yeah.
my hands let go of it, whatever it does. I don't care if it goes into the sea.
Well,
If
that's the case.
Okay.
It does. As it drops and
That's it. It's gone. My beloved Falcata in the sea, but that's fine because it's not really my beloved. I just liked it. And yeah, with that same hand, I'm like, because I'm doing the thing where I'm moving quickly and dancing and reacting to whatever they're doing as well.
Mhm.
I'm already reaching to the clip on my side where I've replaced the returning dagger that Jet gave me.
Yep.
I'm pulling that out, but that will be next turn as I'm spinning with my offhand for the ruby dagger attack. Please don't be a 1, thank God. 13, but I'm guessing that's a miss.
It is a miss. As you go to strike, a lot of things happen here. You chunk the sword, and then as it rattles, like when you screw up a baseball swing, and you feel that rattle of the when we were all kids and we tried baseball that one time. And
baseball.
Yeah, and our and the bat rattles in your hand and it hurts for a moment, right, and stings your palms. That sort of happens as you misstrike this attack, and as you do in reaction, you drop it, and then you see it wobble and fall into the sea. You go and then grab the throwing dagger from your back pocket, and you try to use that as well, and are unable to, as you punch forward, find any sort of hit as it just whiffs in front.
Can I shout at the others?
Of course you can.
I literally just, in my fury, like, I'm guessing there's a bunch of, like, arcane energy that I'm aware of. Maybe I don't even shout at the others, I just shout, what the fuck is this magic? And I'm pulling out the daggers and stuff as well, like, preparing for my next attack. But that is the end of my turn.
All right. Could I get... Oh, it's their turn. Smith Sworn's turn. I'll never get that right. I'll always... Okay.
Just put them in the turn order. That'll help.
I could just also name them. So it is... I'm gonna see if this goes up. The sworn soldier is going to, with his hand that has the arrow in it, he holds his hand up for a moment, and he furrows his brow. You could see it underneath or in the visor, and you start to see the arrow move as it then starts to inch its way out of the palm, and the wound closes with a seal of divine light, as he is also mumbling something again, the words, or at least the name of Rolthane, Darius, Matthias, all the lineage of the fallen kings of Rolthane have start to echo into the air as he heals himself. The arrow falls to the ground. He goes to then grab his weapon. The Templar.
We need a wizard.
I'm out of juice.
We need like a dispel type wizard, you know? Utility wizard.
I'm sorry, I'm not good enough.
You are not.
It's true.
And you should be. No one ever answers that. I love saying that, and he's just everyone's always like, "No, you're
doing great.
You're doing the best you can. You're doing really well." And then
Is
someone
the
was
truth?
just like, "You're not good enough, and you should be sorry." Like, just absolutely awful. Father.
I love it.
Own brain!
Okay, so you see... Ooh, this could be fun. Because why the hell not? Haven't done this yet. The Templar holds his hand up for a moment, still radiating with this divine energy. Just healed the sworn next to him, and still with that, he flicks his hand forward. He hasn't drawn his sword yet. And as he does, I think Varsha, as you stabbed forward, I think he's going to spray you with a sacred flame. I need you to make a dexterity save.
$19.
Is it skill checks? I'm just trying to
Skill
remember what
checks
it is.
is only what it is, yeah.
Okay. He then launches a holy mote of divine energy toward you, hoping that it would then catch, and you are able to then just dodge out of the way as it then disperses into the fog, and it disperses. I think you feel the holy heat on your face, Smith, as you are standing behind, but it does not hit you. It may hit you, but not enough with doing some damage effects as a heat wave hits you. But that is their turn. Jet, on your turn, I need you to make me a perception check.
A perception check, okay. 21.
You see on the top of the Camilla, you see a figure jump overboard onto the dock. And as they land on the dock, they start to charge. This is hilariously small as I adjust. As Red Devon joins the fight.
Look at him with his Naruto sandals.
Yep, look at him. He then
My
His
actual
divas.
father, basically.
jumps off of the boat, lands into like an acrobatic roll, and then goes to stab and sneak attack. This is pretty much Ty's character sheet. Ty, could you make an attack for
Would you want me to?
yeah.
What weapon?
He'll be using a scimitar.
Okay, I need to make that back to a d6. Normal?
Yep.
Roll? Not
Okay.
disadvantage.
He's going after the Templar. Okay.
Does he get sneak attack?
He does get sneak attack.
You have this, is he the same level as me?
Yes.
12.
Okay.
Oh.
So jumping off of the ropes above, landing in a parkour PK roll, he stands back up, and then in that same momentum, he springs up into the air and drives the scimitar finds a place between the helmet and the cloak as the Templar screams underneath his helmet, "Argh!" as blood starts to trickle down the armor and around his neck, as you see pop up behind him is the crazy eyes of Red Devon. Wasn't going to leave ya. And it's now your turn, Jet. Continue your turn.
Okay, instinctively I'm going to take a step back.
You're a bit late.
Yeah.
Over the thing.
Bring out my crossbow and doesn't shoot the one who just started screaming.
Okay.
For a 10.
Yeah, 10 misses.
It goes wide.
It's the boat behind as well, as it sticks in. Anything else on your turn?
No.
Okay. Varsha.
I attack. Same
Okay.
fella as last time.
Okay.
And it's still a disadvantage for this guy, right? Or is it normal
No,
now?
it's not. It's normal now.
Okay.
I fucked up.
18.
18 hits.
Okay, so 14 damage.
Okay. Yeah, you strike forward with your sword, yes?
Yeah, I'm using Jet's strike. So what happens is, I believe the person next to him takes 4 fire damage. Let me just read it, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, on a hit, the target suffers the weapon's normal effects, but you cause the green fire to leap from that target to a different creature of your choice that you can see within 5 feet of it.
Sure.
Okay, so then the other guy will take the 5 or 4 fire damage.
All
I
right.
think it's 4. Let me just double check. Yes, it is 4.
Okay. Where do you strike him? Just for flavor.
I think I strike him right in the crest.
Okay.
That's on the shield.
Yeah.
Or
he
like
just-
on the armor. I go straight for that stupid crest.
He just heals himself. The arrow falls to the ground, and as this whole thing happens, the man behind him, the Templar behind him, screams. He sort of looks back, and he's unaware of you sneaking forward, or at least with this attack, and you go right toward the crest, which is, ironically and coincidentally, over his heart. And you're able to find, and you know around right behind the emblem, or to the left or the right of it, you know that there is a weak spot, and you're able to find a way in as he... And as for a moment there, he is stuck onto your blade. He is not dead yet, but that is what happens. Smith, it is your turn.
Yeah, I think I just take aim with the crossbow again. This time without disadvantage, yes?
Yes.
Okay.
That is
That's
a
a crit.
critical. Yep. That is a natural 20. Okay.
So 12 damage.
12
and
damage.
he gets an armor point taken off. Is that right?
His armor is reduced by 1, but that's not going to matter here because you kill him. So let me know how you do such.
Yeah,
You're the soldier, right?
I think, the one with the shield.
Okay.
Yeah. The one we've been attacking.
Mhm.
I think I'm just trying to aim for the head to just see if the bolt will go through the armor into the skull, and I think I'm close enough that it could do it.
Yeah.
But my arm is shaking a little bit, but it manages to just hit exactly the right angle through the eye, through the other side.
And you see he sort of slumps to the ground for a moment, but only for a second as the armored body falls into the water next to him, as I will delete him. This is not him. Okay, all right. And the Templar is left. Okay. Anything else on your turn, Smith?
I think I'm looking at the Templar and I say, come on, just make this easy. And that'll be it.
Okay. Ty, it's your turn.
Oh, someone looks like a birthday cake. I'm gonna cut you up. Hand out a few slices. I would like to cut him up and hand out a few slices.
Okay.
Because it's Red Devon's birthday. Disadvantage on these as well?
No,
Or is he... Okay.
these are not disadvantaged.
Ruby Dagger. 11. Wow, absolutely cannot do anything today. 25 on the second one.
Okay, Ruby Dagger misses.
Sneak attack. Grant.
Okay, so that's a total of...
Returning dagger. Can I stab it in him and then let go of it while I swing with the ruby dagger?
Yes.
And then just let the thing return to my pocket and pull it back out again?
Of course you can.
That's how I'm going to use that because it's
That's sweet.
awesome.
Exactly.
And 13 piercing damage.
All right.
And that's the end of my turn.
Okay. Could you give me an attack for Red Devon? As Red Devon
Yes, sir.
is behind here.
A 9.
Okay. 9 does not make it. He then takes the scimitar out and he goes to swipe again, and it just clangs off of his shoulder as the Templar goes to turn around, or at least turn to see and acknowledge Red Devon. What is he going to do here? What is he going to do? Could I get another intimidation from you, Smith, as you trying to convince him to stop?
Normal? Or
Yes, this will be normal.
disadvantage again?
This will be normal.
Okay. 21.
Okay. I think... Just trying to think if Templar would give up. Not this one. Okay, so... He's going to then take out his blade, I think, as he sort of pushes or heavily shoulders Red Devon off of him. He takes out a blade and he goes to swipe. Varsha. Doesn't look good. Okay, so for my first attack was a miss, but my second one was a 21.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Where's my dice? For a total of 4 slashing damage, as he sort of shoves Red Devon off, and then he takes the sword out and he lunges toward you, and he takes a step forward, and as he does, it does find purchase somewhere on your arm. He doesn't puncture anywhere, but it is able to slice your shoulder for 4 slashing.
I definitely spin around. It looks like I'm gonna hit the ground, and I think I just steel myself on my blade again and stay standing.
Okay, yeah. Take this.
Barely though.
Yeah. Okay. You take this dramatic. Oh, I'm gonna die. Oh, and you kind of catch your footing and take a breath, and you're able to then find focus as you are still standing. Jet, it is your turn.
Yeah. I just refuse to hit the ground.
Yeah.
So there isn't much room for me to go ahead and attack, so I'm going to just take a step back and I'm going to try again using my crossbow at the Templar. Normal roll, right?
Yeah, it's normal.
24 hits.
24 hits. Nice. You back up a little bit. You reload your crossbow and you fire. It does one die.
Mistake.
Dice. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. So 1d6.
All good.
Oh, it's still
Nice.
crit. So 8 points of piercing damage.
Awesome. Crossbow sails, or a crossbow bolt sails out between both Varsha and Ty as it sticks into the chest of this, or probably right underneath the rib of the Templar. As he then tries to find his footing again and get ready for multiple, probably a bombardment of attacks from people. Varsha, it is your turn as that bolt sails forward.
Uh, 15 to hit probably doesn't hit, does it?
15 does not hit. As you go to strike, he is able to back up, and as he
I think
does,
she's just like completely misses, actually. I think she's clearly like on death's door and just does not hit this attack.
Swiping desperately.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Smith, it is your
And that
turn.
is it for her.
You see in front of you Varsha exhausted and is desperately fighting still. And again, who isn't, but doesn't look great.
Yeah.
I just want to be clear. I'm not just exhausted. I'm like,
Yeah.
I look like I'm going to die any second.
Yeah, like your last legs, sort of.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Not like, oh, she's tired. It's like, she's on the way out.
Yeah. She's like bloodshot eye, bleeding, swollen,
yeah.
like ears bleeding. Yep.
Yeah. I think I put a hand on Varsha's shoulder. And I say, hang back. And I'm going to push past. And is there space to this side here where that soldier was standing?
Is there what?
Is there space next to the Templar?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sort of going to push past Varsha and move up there. It's slow, but I just kind of move past as she's swinging her sword. And there's probably a very ragged breath that comes through as I'm looking at the Templar, moving past Ty and Varsha as I do so. And I'm going to look down at my hands and make a fist, and there's probably barely any energy coursing through my suit anymore. But I try to activate my shocking grasp. This Templar is wearing metal armor, I take it.
He is.
And that is a 14.
You go to reach out, and it does miss as he is able to just step back for a moment. You exhaustingly, or in probably mirroring Varsha, as she sort of did the same sort of attack where it's just desperation, exhaustion is overriding, and passion is overriding her survival instincts. As you sort of do the same thing to try to protect and try to protect your friends, you reach out and are unable to grasp any of the armor. As he steps out of the way, it does seem like this Templar is in better shape than all of you. And that is your turn. Anything else?
Good question. Nah, he wouldn't do it. Nope, that's it.
Okay. Ty.
Stabby, stabby.
Mm-hmm.
15.
15 misses.
This is a normal attack now.
Is your normal
2
attack?
misses.
Yep.
What is going
You go to strike with the
on?
ruby dagger. It misses again, and then you go to strike with the returning dagger, but you reach your hand in the air for it to return, but it doesn't return. It is still sticking in the armor of this of the Templar in front. You shake your hand again, and you focus on the dagger, and the dagger finally does return, but you are unable to make an attack with it. Not the top of the round. It is now the Templar's turn, but before that, it's going to be Red Devin. Red Devin tries to turn the Templar around. I want to see your face. Oh, nice. Okay. He turns the Templar around, and I'm having...
Sneak attack again.
I'm having Brad roll some damage here, or roll some attacks, and he just rolled a critical for the scimitar.
Whack Stephen, please do the honors.
Yeah, that's 31 damage.
Okay.
Math Steven.
Math Stephen. So, this is exactly what happens here as he grabs the... He takes the scimitar. This is Red Devin. Takes the scimitar and then he clasps heavily onto the Templar's shoulder and he spins him around. Goes, I want to see your face. And then he lifts up the helmet. The helmet falls back. You just see the back of the head of this Templar as the helmet falls to the ground. And then with a large swing and of course this very adept spin landing, you do see the head just roll off onto the ground, and the body slumps into the water, staining a red cloud in the seawater, the Jade Sea around the dock. As you look back behind you, and you see that the large crowd of inmates are they're fighting still. Sorry, 1 second.
I glance at Varsha after she gets to see Red Devin brutally murder a man.
The large crowd is now engaged with the sworn squad that started to make their way down the steps last episode and sort of chased you here. That scrum is happening. Good news, though, more prisoners have funneled their way out and have made their way onto the battlefield. It doesn't look good for the sworn, which has given you enough time for you to make any choices you wish. What happens next as Tenno approaches? I think Tenno breaks free from that scrum, that distant scrum as well, and makes his way over towards you. And Red Devin's there. Yeah, I wish I could meet. Is there more? I wish to get more of them.
There's plenty more inside. Where's Lorcan, though?
He's back on the ships.
Right. I kind of like get Tenno and push him through the group here towards the boats and say, right, we've got to get you to Lorcan. He's the one with the plan. What is the plan, Devin?
Tenno makes his way up through and push past Devin as he makes his way over toward the boat, or at least towards a rope ladder that he has to then unfurl to then climb up. But Red Devin goes, what are you talking about? Get you out of here. Come on.
All right, and we're going to take how many of these prisoners with us?
As many as we can fit.
All right, then let's go clear a path.
Let's go. Come on. Okay.
I pull out my blades again and run back towards where all the sworn are.
Yeah, you are able to start to peel people off of the crowd and start ushering them down the docks, and they start to, and I think Tenno makes his way up toward the rope ladder up onto the Camilla, and then from there he's helping people over, and you are starting to then, with this like bucket brigade style, 1 or 2, and then at first, and then 3 and 4, and then more and more. Exactly, start to then, all right, let's go, come on, yeah, come on, you bloody wanker, let's go, and then you see that Red Devin strides across the boards and can't help but try to get into the fight as Red Devin starts to then push past the crowd and start to do a lot of what you did before, Ty, as you were defending.
Don't push up.
He starts doing the same thing. He picks up a long sword as well and starts to defend and deflect and take a lot of the focus off of the prisoners as they are able to peel off and make their way towards the Camilla. What the rest of you do?
I'm just helping usher the prisoners.
Okay.
If I see Varsha collapse, do I do it? Where does this happen? On the docks?
happens?
Yeah, basically the moment she sees that the immediate danger is over and everybody's safe and there's like a boat on the horizon, done.
Yeah.
She hits the ground.
Passes out.
Okay, I run to our side, and I shout for help, and get us on the boat! And I'm going to be there.
Okay.
I think I'm trying to usher people, and if I see Jet, head over to Varsha. Jet, there's like probably a moment where I'll try to lock eyes with you. And I look at Varsha. And I look at you. And my helmet rolls back. You got her?
I've got her. I do.
All right.
And I take her onto the boat.
I watch for a second, just to make sure.
As you do watch, you do start to see some prisoners start to make their way over, and the crowd starts to gather, and it does start to get a bit crowded on the docks. But 2 or 3 prisoners start to look and see that someone is hurt, and as you start to lift Varsha up onto her feet, or that she is completely passed out, some of these prisoners grab her as well and help lift her up and out of the scene up onto the boat.
Be gentle, come on!
I'll yell to Ty. Get as many as you can, let's go! We don't have a lot of time.
That's the plan. I'm still ushering people moving up and down.
Okay.
I will, I'm probably at the bottom of there's a ladder onto the boat? Is that the way it works, or is there a gangplank?
There's a rope ladder right now, but there is a gangplank now being slid out and lowered onto the boards.
Yeah, I'm doing whatever I can to help with that, like the gangplank and the ladder, like holding the ladder so that people can climb easier. And I'm just trying to keep an eye on wherever I saw Varsha and Jet go at the same time.
Yeah. They make their way up onto the boat. Jet, where do you take and where do you instruct Varsha be taken?
Okay, so I'm with her, and I say, I need all available medical kits. Bring all the wounded, and then so I'm going to try and secure an area on the boat, on the top, maybe somewhere sheltered, and I'm trying to set up a triage. So I'm making sure that all the injured people are being dragged to where they should be, and I can't do it to Varsha because I've done it once before today. I'm out of slots. I can't use my magic anymore, but I can help everybody else. I can stabilize her. She's fine. I can medical check her. I can do that. But right now, I'm just making sure that it's orderly up here.
Give me a medicine.
Okay. A 26.
Wow, that was so close. Okay. You are able to, I think, the first thought in your mind is the captain's quarters. It's the aft castle of this ship is probably going to be the best place. And you burst open the door, and some of the prisoners start to then help and slump Varsha onto the bed, and you are able to then start checking her over, and she is beaten up. You haven't seen much like this before. It does also seem like her eyes are bloodshot. She does have a bruise ringing across her cheekbone here by her eye socket, and also there's blood coming from her ears as she is just battered and beaten. And there are also, she also looks like she's malnourished. There is a bit of just that, like, she's weak. There is, there's not a lot of hydration under the skin either. It's just, she looks spent and just not in a good place here. As you are trying to then tend and figure out, as some more prisoners start to push through. Some have wounds on their shoulders. Some come in
on the
bleeding.
floor.
Yes, and some start to just rest onto the ground waiting, and some also are pushed through and throw unconscious bodies of their friends who are still breathing, but onto the ground. And very quickly, stress starts to rise for you, and anxiety starts to then flood your emotions as more people start to then flood into the captain's quarters requesting help.
Okay. Medical kits, Blade Sprig, go downstairs. There might be some.
There's a wounded soldier or a wounded prisoner. Get out of my way, you bastard! It starts to then push through some others as then he goes to try, wounded, to fetch these things.
Okay.
You all start to then, through the process, I think after a large crowd starts to then fill onto the Camilla, the boat starts to rock, and you do start to notice that the gangplank has made the incline of the gangplank has decreased, signifying that the boat is starting to not sink but settle lower into the water as more weight is put on it by all of these people. At some point, I think Lorcan makes his way up and towards the helm, and starts to signal to some others, some of the crew that were already on, some of the other Entente that are there, and then the anchor gets pulled up, and then the boat starts to then move, leaving more of a crowd on the docks. As you pull away from Stormford, you do notice as the boat turns around and swings lazily up toward the rest of the Entente armada, you do notice that there's another ship that is pulling up through, and they're starting to begin this rotation of trying to get these transport ships loaded up and off of the island. It does look good when it comes to sworn versus the prisoners. There is far more prisoners in this place than there are sworn, and you do believe, depending on, of course, who is looking out and studying the ship, or I'm sorry, the scene here, as you look toward Stormford, you do see that you all have the upper hand.
I take off my backpack with a metallic thunk on the table, and I take out all the holders and bottles, and I start to distill some water and prepare my bottles and my spells and everything on the boat. I'm going to be here for a long time. As the patients come through, I imagine at this point the Blade Sprig and the other medical kits are through, and I'm just going to be as quickly as possible doing my emergency triage on them. As soon as they stop bleeding, as soon as they're stable and they are awake, I ask them to leave, and I'm trying to cycle as many people as possible into this place, into this small captain's quarters. Once they're clear to go, they're going downstairs to the lower decks to rest up.
Okay. As you start to do this, you do notice in various places, of course, everybody as well, not just Jet, but everyone, you all notice that you start to make your way toward the Armada. The Entente Armada, as you do, you take a moment to rest. Just for a little while. Stress still, just even if it's for a moment, thoughts enter your mind of just how did we get here? What is a sense of hope as you start to make your way into the distance and leaving Stormford behind. We are going to now go to break, but before we do, I want to congratulate you all on your level up. I don't even know what level we're on. What level are we on?
27.
27. Okay.
7, 7, 6, and 3.
Yeah, so congratulations on level 7, everyone. We're going to go to break. We'll be right back, everyone. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you all in a little bit. Through the storm of the waters on the Jade Sea, our party begins to recuperate. As many losses have been fallen their mission. But it was a success, it seems. Currently, Jet is in the captain's quarters of the Camilla, tending to the wounded. Overwhelmingly so, as many keep adding themselves to the long list of people who need help. Varsha is among them on the bed, with maybe several more sitting as well on the bed, waiting for some chance of survival. The floor in here is now stained with red as a miasma of the wounded begin to mix in the crevices of the floor below. My question is, where is Ty during all of this?
I'm on the ship with Lorcan and Tenno.
You are on the ship with Tenno and Devon.
Tenno and Devon, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Lorcan's on a different ship.
Yep, as you're sort of making your way back toward the Armada. I think at some point you do see passing of other ships as other ships start to then cycle into the dock or the dock area, port up, and then start to do the same sort of motions that you were doing as you were starting to load people onto the ship. It does seem to get easier and easier as time goes on, as the Sworn have been bled of their reinforcements on in Stormford.
Do you know what I think I'm doing?
I don't.
I think I have found a dock. Do ships have corners?
Sure, this one does.
I think I have wandered off by myself, and I am sitting in the darkness and the quiet for a moment, and I'm not doing anything for once.
Yeah. What are you thinking about?
I'm all wounded up, but not wounded badly, and I'm covered in all the blood, and I'm looking at these weapons, and I've lost 2 of them. My short bow's probably just been discarded somewhere, and I've got this one ruby dagger now, and this other dagger in my hand as I'm sitting there kind of looking at them, and I'm thinking of what the fuck this was. What the fuck was the point in this? I am confused at this point because I don't know what Lorcan... I don't know whether Lorcan had a plan. I don't know what happened to Tenno in there and whether they messed with his head. I don't know what happened to Trey, his son, because Tenno and Trey were arrested at the same time. And that he wasn't there, Tenno said. I don't know if killing all of these people is worth it. I don't know if I'm getting exhausted from killing all these people. I watched Red Devon kill a man and wondered whether Jet, Smith, and Varsha think that's what I look like. When I know that Red Devon does this, or I think I know that Red Devon does this because I think he gets a thrill from murdering and has found somewhere where he can kind of do that and it be justified for a cause, whereas I do it because Red Devon taught me to do it for the cause, and everyone told me to do it because I was conscripted as a child with nowhere else to go as an orphan. And I think he's just having a full-on existential crisis, maybe somewhere in the hull of the ship, and is wondering whether, what this is all for, and is really, really hoping that once we get Tenno to Lorcan, this whole plan comes together and it wasn't just an absolute spur-of-the-moment thing with no actual plan, and that Lorcan hadn't sent in to just do all of this on a whim. I don't know if it would be on a whim, but just on a kind of a hope and a prayer that it would all work out, and that this plan would work out, and also Ty is struggling with the idea of any sort of leadership role and just how much of a clusterfuck that was as well.
Mm.
And I think he's aware that the 2 times now that he has attempted some sort of he's been thrust into a position of command on the ship on the way out. I think he would consider it to have been a failure, but also he just did not like it, and immediately relinquished the role, and then secondarily was kind of in this position to be commanding these prisoners, and ultimately just got pretty much all of them killed.
Yeah.
Because he's just not, he doesn't have the tactical mind for it, or at least has never employed it correctly, because he's always been a one-man show, or in a group of one-man shows, you know, it'd be him and like Red Devon, and it's just a matter of kill everyone in sight or sneak in, and not really that kind of a situation. So I think he's just very overwhelmed with all of those thoughts, and I think he'd just be hiding. Yeah. I think it would be hiding. Hiding is a word that I haven't used yet, but that's what it is. And just by himself for as long as is possible, ultimately on this part of the ship ride. And also, he is physically exhausted after all of that. So just catching his breath and contemplating all those things. And he's just sitting there with these 2 daggers in his hands. I don't know what that ruby dagger is about, and I think he's looking that over as well, but I don't want to make any rolls for it because I don't think he's actually, you know, looking at it.
Make me a Constitution save.
Okay.
As you are sitting exhausted in the quiet, trying to find... Okay. Your eyes are heavy, but whether or not you pass out, that's up to you.
No, I don't think he would. He'd probably still be very wired and still have his blood up, and maybe some like adrenaline crash will hit at some point. But
it's not.
But now I think he's just manually sifting through some of his thoughts.
Anxieties start to filter through your mind. There is the image of Lorcan spinning the guy around and ringing in your mind the just, I want to see your face. As a blade cuts across and as he unhelmets the Templar and then beheads him, you are unable to see from where your position anything that happened to the Templar, except for the removing of his head. But you did see the front of Devon as he did all this. You saw I
think that's all I was watching.
Yeah, right. You saw the light in his eyes.
I've seen him do this before.
You've seen him do it, but you've never maybe looked at it in this light. You've always looked through a window at this, but I think this time it seems as if you're looking in a mirror.
I think also it's the first time I wasn't trying to impress or live up to Red Devon.
Correct.
He, or the other guys.
Yeah.
This time I'm seeing it from their perspective maybe for the first time. And then starting to think what is...
Like, holy fuck. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
And I've been thinking this a bit, I think, on this journey, but I think that was a particular point. Yeah,
that was something it was palpable. Okay, yeah, so you are off in the ship, sort of rethinking everything and sort of figuring out what is next for you, for the Entente, what the plan is, just sort of processing.
A lot of stuff, I think, hinges on this next meeting with Lorcan.
Yeah, definitely. How do you feel about that?
It really is going to be quite definitive, I think. How
does Ty feel about it?
Hoping 100% that he says, okay, you got Tenno, well done. That's the final part of this excellent jigsaw puzzle, and all of the strings are going to come together, and and now here's the plan. This is what it is. It's bulletproof. Let's go and retake Goldfish and set up for whatever the next plan is. I think Ty has always been under the impression that there is a greater plan and there's always been greater machine at work, and I think maybe with this this particular last couple of missions, he has begun to question whether Lorcan has been kind of just, flying by the seat of his pants the whole time. Whereas everyone else has always bigged up Lorcan and bigged up Tenno. I wonder now whether that has not been the case, or I think it's just I think Ty just needs some answers now, and this is that's about it. I think probably that'd be it.
All right. So you're off in the darkness somewhere, wrestling with these thoughts. Smith, what are you up to during this time? As you have this moment to breathe, maybe for only a moment, but what is going through Smith's mind, and what is Smith doing in the aftermath?
Yeah, probably after meeting back up with the rest of the Armada and getting onto this ship, or what have you, I would assume that I would check on Jet and Varsha.
Frequently, do you think?
No, once. Probably it would come to me peeking in and seeing if she was alive and breathing, basically.
Jet, you are working on several people. The blade sprig is running low, but you have been able to make it last. That paired with some of the alchemical energies that you have been able to extract from the Spellwind itself, you are able to confidently heal some of these wounds from these people. You are also confident. Give me what was your medicine before? 26? Yeah, you're confident that you are able to, that no one, unless something drastic was to happen, like an arcane infection or something like that, you believe that everyone will make it through. But
Okay.
as you are working, you do notice, I think maybe I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's a subconscious or what. Or you heard maybe there's a large crowd or a large commotion happening in the captain's quarters, but for whatever reason, fate or Spellwind or what, you look for a moment and you catch eyes with Smith as Smith is coming in for a moment. Just
I think I just stare at him.
I look back at him, and I try and maintain eye contact, and I say, she's going to be okay. You can see her if you want. I can wake her up. She's stable for now. I'm letting her rest.
I look down at Varsha. I look back at Jet. You got this. And I walk off. And I think I would walk off and probably head down to wherever I did previously to work on my armor. And I take out my tools and take off my armor and start to lay everything out. It's very methodical, piece by piece. It's a common process. Everything in its place, laid out on a table. Same way every time.
mm-hmm.
And I pick up my tools and looking at my hands, and I can see my hands are shaking a little bit. take out my book. I open it to the most recent page. And I start to write. And the pen stops for a moment. Because I don't know the names of everyone. And there have been entries like this before. But every time that this happens, it feels wrong. Somehow, don't understand what it means. But I write Stormford. 151. And I look at the book for a while. I take a breath. And close the book. I take out my tools. And I start working on the armor. Piece by piece. I start fixing the dents and cleaning off the blood.
You do find a sense of peace outwardly, I guess, to the third party watching. There is a sense of peace toward you and your methodical meditation that is the tweaking of the armor and the tightening of the bolts and the tinkering that you make, this routine that you do for the armor, for yourself and for the people that you have taken the lives of. But inside, not, I think, the first party, inside your own mind, there is a silent cacophony of your own thoughts as you try to rack your brain for the names and the faces of those whose mortality you've interrupted. And for the reason, the confusing reason it's all being done. You keep fighting this fight. You keep fighting a fight. You keep rinsing your hands with the same blood. And there are some times where tweaking your armor, or for lack of a better term, tweaking your armor, but doing this methodical ritual of maybe it's a sense of control, where each piece has its place on the table in front of you, where you are able to then overlook the entire piece of armor itself, and for a moment you're able to shut out the voices, the cries, the many swan songs of those who have fallen, as you are able to then fasten it back onto you and try to, every once in a while, as you put a new bracer on or you strap or buckle or latch a new piece of metal, there you do have a flash of inspiration as maybe I could then do this, or maybe what if this this crossbow mechanism launches differently, or you get these flashes of ideas and you're inspired, and maybe it is that ritual that gets you into this moment where you could escape, like I said, this chorus of memories to then have that moment of creativity and find what it is that you love about your armor and tweaking and the mechanical refinement that you do. But
each time I work on a different piece of the armor, I think I hear a different voice in my head. A different person that had to go through some kind of horrible death to attract the Spellwind to the armor and enchant it.
Yeah, there is this this dedication that you, as you are inspired to adjust things on the armor, but you are able to find a way to at least let them and their memory to you live on in your own way. Make me a Constitution save as you start to take these breaths and you start to then catch up with exhaustion, or the exhaustion at least catches up with you.
Okay. 18.
You're able to pass out if you want, or continue working. But
I will always get the armor done first.
Of course. Do you rest after?
Absolutely.
All right.
I know that Varsha's all right. She's being taken care of by Jet. And I don't think he would hurt her.
Of course.
And so I just find a spot to kind of pass out against a wall. Armor is retracted, but ready. And I just pass out.
Sure. Varsha, the last time you were conscious, a lot was happening. I think in your exhaustion you passed out, of course. But I don't know if you were able to remember any of the dreams during your unconscious state. Because the cycle has probably been interrupted a few times due to discomfort, people sitting on the bed next to you, or things like that, where you're tossing and turning, you don't feel like you have that a good sleep. But there is a moment, or a few moments, but one in particular, where your eyes do flutter open, and Jet is there as well. You are still wounded. There is a large crowd of, I would say probably at this moment, not as energetic as they were. They're all there's a lot that are resting nearby. Some are groaning with pain, but for a moment, you do wake up, your eyes, like I said, open, and you are laying comfortably for the most part in a bed. Armor is not on. It is next to the bed, stacked neatly as you would believe Jet placed it. Your underclothes are still on. I guess what the pauldrons latch onto, I think, would still be on as well. But Jet was able to take off at least the bulk of whatever armor it is that you are wearing these days.
You would at least be at 1 hit point, unless you have taken a short rest.
I'm at 2.
Okay.
How many did we get out?
What?
How many did we get out?
How many did we get out? I don't know. It's been a sea of people coming in and out. I don't know for sure. I know when we came out, there was another boat at least behind us, taking even more people out. If I can guess... GM.
Yes.
If I can guess.
If you could guess, you'd say at least 100.
At least 100 on this boat alone. At least 100. Whether or not they can fight when we get back to the shore is another question entirely, but we saved many people here.
Not all fighting is with swords.
You're right.
Tenno, Smith.
They're fine. They haven't come inside. Tenno, I made sure he wasn't hurt at all. He's good. He's resting downstairs in the galley. Smith.
I think I have the keys to his thing. The device.
Oh.
I have
Okay.
the keys.
Okay.
And I gesture to, like, I think my belt or wherever it would have been, but obviously I'm not wearing it now.
I think you sort of gesture towards the pile of armor or the
Yeah.
pile of your wares next to the bed.
Okay. I am surrounded by my equipment at the moment at the table. No room to really move. So I just exhale, and you can see that there's one open vial on the side, and a bubbly hand just floats towards the belt that's on the folded armor, and then I guess rifles for the keys. Yes.
Yeah. So the suds just sort of spread and spray into the, like, a pile of just of your wares, and then he's able to then you see just dangling is that large keychain.
Florence Nightingale, eat your heart out. And so are these them?
I nod
Okay.
weakly.
All right. I don't know what to do with these just yet, so I'm going to just have them on the table next to me as I walk.
Okay.
They're for Tenno, yes?
Yeah. For his
Okay.
whatever's on his face.
Okay. All right. You rest up. I'll make sure this gets to him, and we'll be there soon.
I close my eyes and I have a little faint smile. That was an amazing fireball. And then I drift back to sleep.
Maybe too amazing. And I get up and I leave.
You, after some time of the boat rocking back and forth, and you make your way toward the Armada, the boats that make their way over towards Stormford and then catch back up with the Armada have less and less inmates, signifying that it's clear. All of the ships, three of the ships have inmates on them. I have to go back and see how many there are in total in this Armada, but three of the ships at least have at least 100 inmates on them. Your ship, the Camilla, has the most. Your ship, the Camilla, also has has Jet, who is tending a lot of the wounds. There have been some that have been helping you out, but without a question and without any sort of meetup, the Armada, or the Entente, turn and start making their way east as they face through the fog up ahead the lights of Evervale. As they do, you all take a moment to rest. In your various ways, however you do, you all benefit from your long rest. A couple things happen here. You all benefit from your level up, so you are all whatever level you may be now. Some of you 7, some of you 8. No, is any of you 8? I don't even know what anybody is anymore. You're all your respective levels as you've leveled up. Ty, when you are resting, you are met with a dream. In this dream, you have, there is, it's morning in Galfish. Training on the docks is Red Devon, or at least Red Devon is waiting for you to train with him. And there is an indescribable amount of dummies along the what seems to be endless docks that go straight forward toward the horizon out westward of Galfish. Maybe an exaggerated memory that you've had once before where you would, of course, train with Red Devon. But in this one, the docks span. As you focus on the docks for a moment, they then span towards the horizon, and then many, 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 many infinitesimal amount of training dummies span and dot the boardwalk. Devon meets up with you, and for a moment, he turns and looks at you, and you see your face where Red Devon's would be. And then it flashes back to Red Devon. He smiles and gives you a wink, and then he runs down the horizon, or at least runs down the boardwalk toward the horizon, dotted with all of these training dummies. And you hear as it fades, as he starts to then do this very impressive dance or like this artistry of combat as he makes his way down. And then in your mind, you hear your turn, as it rings out in your own mind, not Red Devon's, but yourself, your turn. You start to then, your feet start to move uncontrollably toward these dummies. And as you get closer, they start to change and morph into sworn. Some start to change into a recognizable sworn that you have at least seen their eyes of once before. Familiar, of course, they are as you then are cutting through all of them, these scarecrows, or these training dummies, excuse me. Then after every hammer or every sword blow and slice, the straw starts to then gather some sort of solidity as they start to then tang and pang, as the straw and the cloth and the burlap starts to then turn into metal full plate. As then you look past, and for a moment you stop and you look past and back at Galfish, and dotting the entire way are these bloodied sworn. They all sort of look at you at once, a line of them, but then they break for a moment, and as they do, looking and peering around each other, they all are bearing wounds that you have given them. All these wounds are memories of those you have killed. There is one, I think you turn and look, and there is one that was you turn and you look, and the dummy that you are attacking next seems to have this welding mask and these goggles, or at least the sworn mask and these goggles that signify the same ones that were in Letho's boat, or in that transport ship. And then you go to strike, and as you do, sort of the Spellwind kicks through your weapon, and the head of this now memory of a person turns into a mist. The body then falls to the ground as you are haunted by that explosion of when the Spellwind destroyed and decimated and decapitated that person in the dark ship. You recognize as you pass through, this is a hard memory and a hard dream to fight through, but you do, and as you do, and as you strike down each one of these, it seems to you getting this pit of dread and remorse as you start to recall and remember all of those you have killed. Interestingly enough, you meet the end of the boardwalk. Tenno's there waiting. He's out of breath. And next to him, you recognize, are all of the sworn from the fight, from this fight, from Stormford. Just there, waiting next to him with wounds that you have given them. I need you to make me a wisdom check or a history, whichever one you want. There's going to be a history or a wisdom check here as you try to piece together this part.
9.
Nothing really comes to fruition when it comes to seeing and figuring out who or what this part of the dream means. But the crowd of these dead sworn that you have killed part. And there is a young boy, bronze skin you have never seen before in your life. Bronze skin, large gold robes, piercings that go down his ear, and a chain that goes to his nose, holding books. He looks up at you, kind of worried. Hello?
Are you lost?
Please, don't hurt me.
I ain't gonna hurt you.
I just am trying to get to the academy.
The academy? What academy?
Flare Eyes? Are you with them?
Oh,
Gestures
the sworn.
towards. He gestures towards the sworn. They'll have
No,
me.
I fucking ain't.
They'll have me dead.
No, they won't.
Are you with her? The lady who cut me. The lady.
What lady?
She was wearing red.
No, I'm not with anyone.
She cut me. He then lifts his robes, and they go down to his ankle, but he lifts up to his ribs, and you see the side of his body is just lacerated with these cuts that seem to just seep with this viscous blood. I need to get to the academy. Please. Flare us. Pendulum. Please.
Okay, yeah. You're gonna live, alright? Don't worry. They're just, they're little cuts, alright? I've got plenty of them myself. You'll be fine.
The child looks down. Or the young man looks down and sees. I don't know if I don't make it. Tell them my parents. I'm sorry. And then in a rippling mist, this person disappears. You wake up in a cold sweat, burning at your side, through the leather of the holster is the ruby dagger. The long ruby encrusted fuller of the dagger is glowing, but then starts to cool and dim. As you sort of blink back into consciousness, the dagger then dims.
Woman in red. Right.
You do wake up.
The place he mentioned, did you say Theros?
He said Flaerice.
Please spell it.
Flaeryce.
And Pendulum? Is that a place?
And Pendulum.
I know.
You do know of Pendulum. It is a ghost town south of 9 U's.
Okay. But Flaerice I've not heard of.
Flaerice you
or an
may
academy
have heard of. Give me a history. Depends on how much you would know, though.
Okay. Nope. 8. Can't roll for shit. Day.
Flaerice Academy, yeah, you do not... can't quite... It is familiar, though you have heard of it before, but when it comes to what context, you can't. You can't put together. Unfortunately, you wake up in this cold sweat. You do benefit from everything with that long rest, including your level up, but unfortunately, you are still exhausted.
Okay. Yeah, I'm thinking about that. The warden, how she sort of burst into a gelatinous, fleshy red, carnage-like creature, and wondering if maybe that was the woman in red. But other than that, I don't know. What was the description of that kid again, just in case I want it?
Yeah, the kid had short cropped hair, bronze skin, had piercings down his right ear, and a chain that went to his nose. Gold robes. Looks like gold robes also inlaid with fur. Like a fur lining. Does look like the kid comes from some sort of nobility.
Okay. I will call him Dream Kid.
Dream
which sounds freaking weird now I say it out loud, so I'm going to say Kid from the Dream.
Okay.
Okay. Well, it was not a fun dream. I will immediately look for Varsha this morning, this evening, this whatever time it is.
Yeah, time has passed. I think in your rest, the Armada is moving as a unit toward the southeast, back toward Galfish, or at least in that direction. When it comes to meeting up with Lorcan or any on some sort of boat, you may need to then have some sort of meeting to do such a thing. But as of right now, you are moving in a unit towards the east. Varsha, where would you be during or after your rest?
I think I'm still resting. So he probably just finds me in a room.
Okay.
I realize mechanically, like, I'm all better, but I don't know if I necessarily feel that emotionally or whatever. So I'm probably just
If she's asleep,
resting.
I wouldn't disturb.
I'm not sleeping.
Oh.
Are you in the captain's quarters still in that area with this maid infirmary, or did you go off and find your own place?
No, I
afterward?
probably, like, if he's treating people regularly, I probably left and am resting somewhere.
Probably feel bad and then go find a new spot.
Yeah.
Are the other two in there, or do you have your own place?
I think I'm probably actually sitting somewhere with a view of the water where it's private. I'm trying to remember where I was that one time that I escaped to just relax. So that's where I am. I can't remember if it was at the front of the boat or the back, but I'm still pretty tired and emotionally exhausted. So I am alone.
Well, you're not anymore, because I would walk in and you would probably hear
Are you all right?
Jinx. About the other two.
You're okay, I think.
You speak to Tenno yet?
No, not yet. I gave Jet my keys, or the keys, so hopefully they got that thing off of his face.
Yeah, they'll get it off his face, they will. Any trouble with the prisoners?
Not that I know of, no.
That's lucky, innit?
Jet says at least 100 on this ship alone.
Well, that'll do, but it doesn't mean they can all
pleased,
fight.
But I'm not.
No, me neither.
Not all fighting is with a blade.
Yeah. More conscripts though, eh?
I can't help but feel like it wasn't good enough.
What?
Yeah, we got them all out, but we could have, if we had been able to plan better, I think we could have done more.
Yep.
Queen was there. We could have sent out a signal or somehow broadcast what we were doing.
Yeah, well, if we're doing ifs, if I had a wish, it would have gone better.
Yeah.
You're going to kick yourself over ifs, buts, and maybes. You might as well just, if I could fly, if I could shoot lasers from my eyes, you probably can.
I think it's important to think about stuff like that.
Why?
So that next time I do better.
Yeah. Or maybe it's just more to beat yourself up over.
Did you talk to Lorcan yet?
He's on another ship.
Oh, okay. We're not immediately going to fight, are we?
Fuck knows what's going on. I don't even know if there is a plan. It doesn't seem like there's one. I was kind of hoping that you'd have spoken to Tenno and he would have put his head on straight and worked it out, but he hasn't. And fucking Trey weren't there either. Do you know Trey?
Never met him. I know of him. Heard a lot about him, but I've never met him.
Right, well. Before we get on with everything, all the Sworn, are they all like you was, like forced to do it and that? Or do they sign up?
Some of them sign up. But a great number of us had no choice.
Did you get any sleep?
Yeah, a little.
You have any bad dreams?
I think so. I don't actually remember anything. I just woke up with my chest tight and I couldn't breathe.
Alright, well, I'm going to tell you something, alright?
Okay.
In fact, I'm going to tell you two things.
Okay.
But first, I don't want you to tell no one. Yeah?
Okay.
1, I had a fucked up dream in which I was killing a lot of sworn. Now I've had a lot of dreams in which I kill a lot of sworn, and I've had a lot of days and a lot of nights where I've killed a lot of sworn as well, but this one was weird.
Weird how?
Vivid. At the end of it, there was a kid. He was talking to me about Polaris pendulum. I don't know what it means, but he wanted me to take him there and keep him away from the sworn and the woman in red. Now, normally I wouldn't give a fuck about a dream like that. I woke up, and in my hand was that. I think maybe this dagger's cursed. I don't know how. I don't know what it means, but I've got a feeling that that dream came from that. And I've got a feeling that that thing that the wardeness turned into had something to do with that and all.
You got this dagger from her?
Yeah.
Maybe you should have Chet look at it.
Yeah, but what if he takes the curse?
Well, wouldn't you be able to take it back?
Is that how it works?
I don't know, but like,
There
if
you
you're
go.
cursed for using it and taking it, and then he takes it, you would just take it back and not let anyone use it.
Yeah, what if
Did
it
you
don't
use it?
work like that though? What if it's like a disease? What if everyone that touches it is cursed?
I would like to touch the dagger.
I would like to absolutely not let her do it.
Okay, so I reach out to kind of like, I'm just looking at it.
No,
You
I
just look at
will.
it.
I will step backwards. Yeah, you got
Okay,
eyes
I'll-
to see, not hands.
Unsheath it then. And I will detect magic.
Okay.
I hold it out in one hand.
Could you go ahead and give me an Arcana, please? Oh, it's spell save. Okay, let me just make that spell save.
Oh, I can do the Arcana check as well.
Okay.
15.
All right. It is magical.
Am I able to see like a specific color, like type of magic, or do I just know that it is magical in nature?
The Spellwind sort of blows through this area and gathers on different objects, as they always do, and sort of the quanta of the arcane winds do seem to gravitate towards things that are, at least through the vision of your detect magic, things that are magical. It did once before, back in the Dankert mines when you were talking to that gentleman, and they happened again when you looked at Jet weeks ago. And again, now they're gathering around this dagger, and I believe the sword you are carrying, as well as some other magical objects that are common that you know of that are in the room. But it sort of rings. Is it normal that you would get some sort of color indicator or some?
I think so, because I think I envision like my Spellwind magic, like the storm, thunder, and lightning is all purple. And not that I'm saying I would know what it is, but I know that the Sworn use a lot of green magic, or not green. Jet uses green. What are the Sworn using?
Well, a lot of purples and golds.
Golds.
divine.
Yeah, okay, the mind magic is the yellow, right?
Mhm.
So then, yeah, I probably only know a couple, but I do recognize them as being different colors, kind of sort of based on property.
Yeah. I think based off of the storming cloud type magic that you do here, I think you do see that there is as you sort of study it and you see the arcane wind gather around the artifact, the dagger, you do see as it does sort of gather and condense, you do see an arc of red lightning sort of crack through this space, signifying something.
It might be cursed. That's strange. I haven't really seen anything like that before. It's like lightning, but it's wrong.
What the fuck does that mean?
I don't know how else to describe it. It's not like mine and yours. Just looks different. Looks weird.
Alright, well, I'll have to keep an eye on it.
Where did he
If
say? He wanted
what?
you to take him?
Flaris?
Do I know where that is? Do I recognize that?
Yes, you know, Flaris Academy is an old academy that has been liberated by the Sworn.
Liberated. An academy, like a magical academy?
Yes.
Oh no. Oh no. Okay. And that, do I know it is south of 9U's?
You know, you do not know its location.
Okay.
I think because the liberation of Flaris Academy happened before your time, as Sworn. But you do know of the history that and you do know of its significance. There is rumors that there are still graduates of Flaris Academy.
Okay.
And the Sworn have been taking in spellkin that have been trained, or at least have been trained with the same sort of schooling that Flaris would have, whether or not it is an object on them or a signet or a scroll or a diploma of something somewhere. But in the investigations of some of these spellkin that have been taken in recently have depicted training at this academy.
Okay. Then I say, the academy. Do you know much about it?
Never heard of it.
Okay, well, it's, I've heard a lot about it, but I don't know if any of what I have heard is accurate because I heard it from the Sworn. They use it as an example of successful liberation. It's like training for magic. Like not like Tenno says it's not like or it wasn't anyway, like the way it's painted by the Sworn, and the Sworn paints it as this school that teaches you how to be a killer and how to use your magic in deadly ways. But Tenno says that it was just educating you on the Spellwind and your ability and how to use it responsibly.
Right. That tracks.
Maybe you have to return it to remove the curse.
Where the fuck is it?
I don't know.
Right.
Do you think this boy in your dream, do you think he's trapped in there?
How the fuck should I know?
Just curious.
It's a dream, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't know, sometimes dreams are, not just dreams.
Yeah, I don't know how much of my dream was, this thing. How much of it was me, but... yeah, it's left me feeling all sorts of weird, it has.
Weird how?
I think I'm in my own head about some things, you know? After speaking to you and that.
What is your head saying?
We're the fucking same.
I'm afraid so.
How many Varshas have I killed over the years?
Probably as many Dais as I've killed. Or brought in to turn them into Varshas.
Part of me thinks, maybe it's a bit of a blessing, you know?
What?
Kill them. They're just trapped, aren't they? They're prisoners like them lot. We're prisoners. You're on one side of the line, I'm on the other. I didn't have no fucking choice, you didn't. You know? Maybe it weren't so bad, me running a knife across their throat.
I always tried to make it quick. And I always, if I could, if no one was around, I'd always give them the option. We're supposed to bring everybody in alive so that they can be but I always gave them the option. If I could.
Yeah, I didn't. I just knew when they were dead, whether they were dead or they weren't. Fucking him taught me. Red Devon. Fucking maniac. All the points on a person. You know? I could kill someone with a pin. It might take them days to die, you know? It was all I needed to do. Get in, get out, most of the time. It's about self-preservation. Just get them dead. They're the enemy. That's it. They ain't people. They don't treat people like people, so why should we, he used to say.
If all they want to do is fight and send all of these people into certain death, and they're not actually thinking about a way to bring down the God King, then I don't think I can stay. I want to take down the God King, and I know I need help. But I can't just go from one side of the line to the other. I'm still trapped.
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping Lorcan has a plan. This was all part of a bigger thing. If it weren't, then I don't know. You know, to him, maybe I'm just a fucking cursed dagger, you know? The thing that stuck to him. That you can use.
This moment, Red Devon walks by for a moment, humming something. He stops for a moment, looks at you, does a little wink. Continues on.
You're not cursed.
Scraping a dagger across the wood grain as he leaves.
Hey?
I said you're not a curse. Do you think he was listening?
Probably. Who knows what's listening, you know? Lorcan can get inside my head. I ain't never had any secrets.
Do you want to go find Tenno?
No, but let's go.
I cannot go by myself. I realized in this moment I've just been avoiding Tenno. And I don't know if Ty knows this, but I appreciate that he's coming with me. And I think I will try to stop by and see if I can find Smith and Jet as well before we go.
Okay. Where would they find you, Smith and or Jet?
I would just be passed out, probably in some random spot near the area where, you know, the ship where the where any like maintenance is done, you know, for cannons or whatever.
Sure, by like a
Probably that
workbench.
spot.
Yeah.
Just wherever
Just
nearby
perhaps
that workbench.
I feel I in my mind you're sitting up, as if like you were working on something, but the armor is kind of propping you up.
Yeah.
Passed out.
Yeah, my eyes are closed and I'm just sitting. My armor would be retracted.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I would just be, you know, back up against the wall, maybe leaning against a brace or something, a beam.
Somewhere toward the workshop of the ship, or at least where repairs are made, you're able to find a familiar person, Smith, sitting up.
Wake him up. He's gonna need a... Oh, he'd appreciate listening to this, I think.
Okay. Smith? Yep, it's me. It's me. You're okay. It's me. You're okay. We're gonna go find Tenno. Figured you'd want to be there for the conversation.
You sure you want me there?
We're partners.
Start to get up.
Have you seen Jet?
I don't know how long I've been out. Last I saw him, he was looking over you.
Okay. And I think I will head towards any of the areas that have been set up to be medical, probably where he was tending to me, where I was like, I don't want to take up this space, and I left to see if I can find him there.
You would find me right there. Haven't left the spot since I gave Tenno the keys and came straight back to make sure everybody else had been taken care of. I'm absent-mindedly just looking around at my work table. If you'd been paying attention to my things before, you might notice that some things are slightly different. There is like an animal membrane or vellum that's stretched horizontal on a weird hook device to the side. There's another, in the test tube holder, there's a fairly large tube that has almost like a straw bow on it with the same sort of vellum surrounding it by the cork. And I'm just there, sitting back, looking at everything. It's quiet, and there's nobody else here. The last of the injured are now downstairs. I'm just left alone to the gore of the place and my instruments.
And next to those things and those artifacts and devices is an unlocked collar.
And I look to the door and I go,
Hey.
You're looking better?
Yeah, I feel better, thank you.
Okay.
Have you slept?
A little. Here and there.
Can I help?
Yes. Yes, you can.
Okay.
Okay, I remember how last time you helped me make the blessing in a vial, yes?
Yes.
Okay, alright, so we're doing this one more time. Do you still know how to do it? Place your hands over, and I point towards this vial, that the larger one with. So to give you a description, it's a large test tube that's maybe about as large as, say, like a shaker, like this, and it's got a cork inside and a straw around it tied in a bow, almost looking like a bit of a bow tie, and it's got around the neck of this test tube this vellum, this thin membrane, maybe made up like a very thin leather draped around the side, and it's got for now a clear liquid inside. And I'm going to ask, remember how I uncork it and I say, remember how I taught you how to breathe before, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right. So together, we're going to just breathe in through your nose, okay? Find your center, where your magic comes from, where you come from. And then, together, we're going to just blow at it.
Okay. Yeah,
okay?
I'm ready. Mm-hmm.
All right. I uncork another flask, and you see a very similar to the, you know how before with my firebolts, you see this colored ribbon almost of like gas vapor come out of it. You know, like it comes out similar to this. And I say, okay, go. And I blow towards the vial, and I ask you to do the same.
At the same time, yeah.
Okay. So as she does, this ribbon of vapor kind of goes towards it, but it's not that. That's just a demonstration of what to look for. But out of her, and to me, but I'm focusing on her, trying to channel her. You see this, again, this purple kind of vapor come out of her, reminiscent of the Spellwind that we've seen around, and very similar to to that of the blessing in a vial that we've shown before that she could help me make. And almost like the way a ribbon dancer in the Olympics may perhaps dance around, and you can see this thing making shapes. It comes out of her. It never truly leaves this line form. It's not a gas. It's something different, something Vasha. And it enters this tube. And then she's breathing. And watching and she's breathing, and eventually she stops, and I cork it. And as soon as I do, you see that the liquid, this clear liquid that was inside the flask, it starts to shimmer. This, it's not quite a solid color. It's what they call rheoscopic. It looks like it's shimmering almost inside, and it's violet. And
what is that? It doesn't look like the last one.
No, it doesn't. And I take it out of the test tube holder, and I let go. And the vellum, the leather flaps, start to flap like wings. And forgive me, this is violet. And
What?
violet is a pun. And it flies around this test tube, almost like a bat. The cork, it keeps twisting in the nozzle, making like a bat noise as it moves around.
Homunculus.
Yes.
Ooh. Can I poke it? I
Go
think
for
I
it.
try to touch it.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's making cute squeaking noises? Are you kidding me?
You see, it's the where the cork is. It's just every time there is a cute squeaky noise, the cork shifts, as that is where the noise is coming from.
Is it alive?
Maybe. I'll leave that to you.
It's a homunculus.
It will help. Do I have anything I can show what it can do? Let me really quickly just check my spells. Okay. Are you still injured by any chance? How are you feeling?
I'm exhausted. I have 1 level of exhaustion, but other than that, I'm good.
This homunculus flaps around the room. Violet, we named it?
Violet, yes, with an A.
Violet flaps around and then lands, I think probably, and starts to claw like a bat up your hood. It starts to then,
Oh my God.
it starts to then crawl and then hook into your hair and then try to find purchase as it's learning how to walk as this bat-like. So it's like, I'm just so I can get a visual representation. There's a bottle that is sort of like the body, and then it's got this stretched out membranous wings that you've been using.
Yes. So again, it's a tube that with a cork on top of it, and it around it again it has this straw bow, like a bow tie. No face, it's just the cork, and then it, almost kind of like under the curve of the glass are those 2 little membranous wings on it that it's using to flap, almost like like a cartoony vampire kind of cape, kind of thing on it.
Okay. Yeah, as it lands and then starts to climb onto your neck and shoulder. I think at some points, hooks start to then just distract you as you are trying to talk during this scene. And there's these little, as the wings start to just find and climb up you.
So what can it do? More or less anything I can do. Anyway. You'll find out later.
Magic?
Of a sort.
The cork, for a second, comes off for a second, and then bubbles start to erupt from underneath it. They start to pop, and it seems like some of the suds seem to have captivated some other types of colorful gases. As each one pops, there's a burst of different spores and gas of different colors, and then it then seeps back into the cork. The cork then screws back on, and then it starts to then flap around excitedly again.
I'm just I'm really in this moment. I have a little bit of an odd expression because I really enjoy Jet's magic in general, but particularly when he's doing things that aren't violent and he's using magic in unique ways that I haven't seen before. And so I think I'm just like, you know, like a little bemused smile at whatever this is. I don't really understand
Such a
what he's done.
contrast to Smith.
Yeah, yeah.
Completely the opposite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So awesome. Okay.
And it's just, I find it comforting, I think, when he does magic. That's
think,
like this.
Yeah. I think we are sitting here and enjoying for the moment as the camera sort of zooms out after we all have felt the exhaustion of battle and war and this bloodbath that started this episode. I think in contrast, we have this beautiful, wholesome scene of us bringing a new creature into and from the Spellwind as Violet flaps around the room and starts to then climb up onto Jet. I think the camera pans out as we then fade to black on our episode today.
Good job, Jet. This will be useful.
I hope.
Okay. Hell yes. Thank you everybody for being here today. That was
good shit.
That was such a cool scene. Thank you so much for that, Jet Meyer.
Thank you.
Jet Meyer.
Was that your level up?
I could do this for a long time. I just didn't feel like it.
Oh, wow. This is awesome.
That was awesome. That was really cool. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, that was sick. I really, really enjoyed that, and I was really excited to see what the homunculus would be. So that is now a part of our lives, and we get to love that because I love Violet so much.
Get it? Because it's a vial and also the liquid is violet.
It's really, really good. Violet. But thank you so much. Oh, that was great. Let's go around and talk about ourselves and where you could find us and things. Let's start today with Whack.
Hey everybody, I'm Whack Steven. Normally I am the DM or GM of Doom, depending on the show, I guess, that I'm doing. But here I get to play Smith. And yeah, I think that participating in this whole thing, these events where like the bodies are stacking up.
Yeah.
You know, as that number increases in Smith's head, things just get worse and worse.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's just like...
Are we becoming pacifists?
Well, I don't know. I don't know if it works that way.
We don't know.
Yeah, I think there's some kind of... You know those like donation goals where they have the thermometer that like fills up?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's like getting filled in, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know where the top is.
Oh, yeah, like when then they're like adding more to it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you're overflowing at this point.
Yeah, I don't know where that top is right now for Smith.
Yeah.
But all these events definitely have a significant impact on him, for sure. And I don't think he understands or really knows how to handle it. But it is having some kind of an effect. So yeah, this was a hell of an experience. Good job, and I'm glad we got to see Ty and Varsha talk about something, you know, like that. And
yeah.
And I think we got to see a lot of trust happen from everybody, really.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and this is kind of one of those moments that I think forges some relationships.
Yeah.
You know, these events are very significant and it's intense and there's a lot of bad stuff, but there's also that good stuff that happens too, you know? And you just need to remember that. So, yeah. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. If you want to pay attention to the things I do, I run Rime of the Frostmaiden here on Fridays. Witchcraft and Wizardry is a Harry Potter homebrew thing that I also do that is on hiatus right now. We're we'll let you guys know when things start up. But we're just getting stuff ready for the next set of episodes, and yeah, we'll let you know when everything's starting back up. And I am also designing an Isekai TTRPG. If you want to check that out, you can head on over to my channel that I do before this show every Wednesday, 1 p.m. Eastern. It's been going really well. We had a great day today. I got like no sleep last night. I feel so weird.
Those days? Yeah,
I feel
like,
so weird.
I should not be doing as well as today was.
Yeah. It's one of those days. Like I actually got a lot done, and it's so weird. I don't get it.
You're just at the point of exhaustion that you don't second guess yourself and spend a half of your energy being like, no, this isn't good.
Yeah,
it's
you're
exactly
just like, yeah,
right.
this works.
Also, sometimes when you're that tired, because I perpetually live in that state as well, it's like your body goes, oh, you need like just direct adrenaline, and you start running off of a different like hormone or whatever. Like you're just going on like something that's a little more hardcore. You're like, I think my brain is using energy I shouldn't be using right now.
Yeah,
you're
this
like,
is survival energy that I'm using for my creativity.
I'm gonna go lift the car up. You're like,
you know when like the anime character, anime character's just like, you're gonna shorten your lifespan if you do that move. You know, like I don't care. Like, I need to shoot this fucking Kaioken attack right now. It's that.
He actually gets stronger when he's closer to death.
Yeah, that's awesome. Totally what's happening. But yeah, we get a lot done. It's been great. And yeah, big thank you to Myth. Great job. Good job.
Thank you. This was a lot of fun. I really, really enjoyed today. Thank you so much. Smith is, I really am enjoying everything that Smith is bringing and you're bringing to Smith. And also, it's like a dormant volcano. We know that we're probably overdue for Smith to probably do something. And it's exciting to figure out when and what that is. So thank you so much for bringing Smith and being that reactive, just that very good reactive performance that you bring to him. Because, there's a lot happening still with him, and he's struggling with it. And it's awesome. It's awesome to see. Speaking of people struggling with stuff, Brad.
Wow.
And then Ty.
All right, Ty. Okay, not me. I'm not struggling with anything.
You can just throw a dart and hit any of our pictures.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, man, this was fun. I don't know. There's really like I enjoy that we were literally tested to the edge of our mechanical abilities, and then able to role play through that sort of like post exhaustion, physical exhaustion thing. Each of us. I think everyone knows what's going on in Ty's head because you were in it for a bit. So I'll just say, great episode, Myth, and everyone loved it. See you next week. Playing Bannerlord on my channel, and we've got Mistlight is finally back tomorrow. We was off last week due to sickness, even though I feel like I am coming down with something this week.
Perfect.
But it should be an enormously important episode tomorrow if I am not coughing all the way through the whole thing. I'm kind of slightly nervous that I'm pretty sure my big bad evil guy is in tomorrow's episode. So he's just going to be there like, and now I destroy the world. Because I feel like when I'm speaking for long amounts of time, my lungs start to like tickle. I don't know how to describe that, but when you have like a cough kind of. So we'll see, man. But that's tomorrow, Mistlight here. And then we also have the final gift on Saturdays, which is Warhammer 40k. If you want to jump on that, there's been 2 episodes of that with our guest GM Sheepdog and a wonderful cast of people killing a lot of stuff, basically. I'm learning about 40k as we go, and it's just death, kill, blood. I think the last episode was literally called A Symphony of Blood, which also sounds like a Castlevania game. So watch those. Thanks. Bye.
Thank you so much, Brad. Thank you for bringing Ty today and us doing a lot of discovery with him. That was a lot of fun doing that dream. And just having him react then to it was really cool to then see how he would take it, and having him be in that state of, should I start believing my dreams? And that was really kind of cool to see. So
we also need 2 gifts.
He's like a
Yeah,
gift.
no, we need GIF files. Yeah, we need GIF files. One of Ty wielding focaccia bread, and another of Brad doing his stream dances that he does. But that's how Ty gets out of the way of sword attacks. So he like swords stabbing
the wiggle that he does.
Yeah, it's all good. Modeled the character on a sort of like anime like Levi from Attack on Titan, but it's all good. Might as well just make it into this just pasty old man.
Noodle dance.
My dances are even weirder on stream because you're in like a little box, right? You're on the camera. So like I do a lot of this kind of like.
It almost makes them
like,
perfect frames.
Hey. Yeah. The one thing with Ty that I always think about as well is that I frame everything he does through that. I mean, I had this in my own life a little bit as well. Like, man. Like, you don't show your emotions and you kill things. And, you know, like, and he has to frame everything through that and all these dangerous men that he's been around his whole life. I'm sure he's been around dangerous women as well, but for the majority of his backstory, it just seems to be men. I don't know how that happened, but it is. And so he has all these. I imagine that upbringing of his, just being around just the toughest of men. Even if all of them felt the same on the inside, none of them would have probably shown that vulnerability. I almost said weakness, but I think I'll go with vulnerability. But they would call it weakness, right? So like it's that kind of thing. And he's doing this weird testing the water thing with Varsha, where he's like, yeah, I don't know. I didn't feel that good about that dream, you know. Anyway, let's go like punch something or something, you know.
Yeah. It was awesome.
So that's fun to like frame everything through that. And then when I got to kind of do that because of the dream, I think today. Also, he didn't understand it as well because I mean I know that he didn't know mechanically that he failed that thing. But I think I kind of just roleplayed it like he was like, oh, I feel like, what the fuck was that? Like, so he just sort of seeks out someone else quite quickly, which I think probably is a thing he does. Like, I imagine whenever he doesn't understand something, he goes straight to Lorcan. And then what is Lorcan doing? Does he feed into his own propaganda to use it to get Ty to do more? Or is Lorcan just innocently, accidentally using Ty as a weapon? Or, I don't know what the fuck Lorcan's up to. I really don't. Find out next week.
Really?
Thank you, Brad. Yeah, Ty, I really like the discovery of Ty today and figuring out a lot of that stuff. PB!
Hello, hi, I'm Pumpkinberry. You can find me at twitch.tv/pumpkinberry. I am playing through Returnal right now, which is amazing. I love it so very much. And also tons of wild RP. That's it. That's me.
Your channel is a YouTube channel.
No, it is not.
What's the last 2 things you've streamed?
Because my cam wasn't working, all right?
Videos. It's a YouTube channel.
It's not a YouTube channel. Sometimes we sit down and we watch really cool scenes from Wild RP that I didn't stream. But we're watching it together.
Edited videos.
It's almost like it's live.
Uploaded and playing on a website.
No, they're not uploaded anywhere.
I'm out.
Well, he tried. Thank you, PB. Go check out PB, and thank you so much for Varsha today. And almost dying. That was cool. Not thank you for that.
Yeah, I actually did think I was gonna die today.
Yeah.
You reminded me where we were, and I went, "Oh yeah, she has 6 hit points," and I play her like she just barrels in. So this is it.
Yeah. It was, and then we missed those attacks.
Yeah,
I missed those attacks on you, which probably would have destroyed you.
Yeah, for sure.
So
I also know that a couple of times they've done attacks that do more than half. So it may have even been an insta-kill. The gladiator could have insta-killed her, I think, with rolls. So that was scary.
I don't know.
I was very scared.
Maybe the hemo demon thing, or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, maybe.
Decided to call that.
Yeah, but it was really, really good. I liked.
The Demiglobe.
Is that what we were calling it?
No, I just made it up.
I know we called it something. It was really, really good. I really enjoyed.
At some point, someone said
yes, that's what it was. I liked the scene with the homunculus. I thought that was really, really cool.
Amazing.
I found Jet giving up on himself sort of really soul crushing. That really hurt. It punched me in the feels. I loved the dream sequence. I also loved that you had him roll for the wisdom to give him more information on the interpretation, which I thought was really, really neat. You didn't just leave it up to Brad to figure out, but you gave him another opportunity to maybe draw something else from it. So that was really, really, really cool. And whack, you made me cry. So It's a ride.
It's a ride.
Sounds like a Wednesday.
Perfect. Awesome. And last but not least, Meyer, thank you so much for that awesome scene. And thank you for Violet. Now let's talk about you and Violet.
Hello, my name is Wild IP, and I sometimes play Maya.
Perfect.
Yeah, today was really cool. Enjoyed it a lot.
No. Oh no. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. No, keep going. No, it's your thing. But
yeah, like I've been kind of wanting to do Violet for a while. I came up with the name of, like back when I think Varsha first made that blessing in a bottle thing. But I just didn't really have a time that I wanted to narratively put it in there. So
Yeah.
I was kind of waiting for Varsha to say, "What are you doing there? You need some help?" And it happened today. Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
It
so
also narratively is neat because you were using fire magic, and now it seems like you're trying something new. You're gonna try to tinker and do something else. So that was really cool.
Yeah, Jet kind of gave up on it. Varsha was trying to say, "Don't give up," and that was a cool fireball, wasn't it? Don't give up. So I think the relationship that Jet and Varsha have, as that kind of support unit of each other or whatever, is really cool to see. And I think, I don't think he's given up on himself per se, but it's kind of been the instant pick me up. Okay, get back to work. Okay, let's see what we can do kind of thing that he's been doing.
Yeah,
so,
that makes sense.
Yeah. It's been a lot of fun. You can find me at twitch.tv/Meyer or on twitter.com/Meyer_test because Meyer is taken. I do a lot of RP stuff, Star Citizen RP stuff, wild RP stuff. I play a couple characters, very different from Jet. But yeah, check it out or don't.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. The old check it out or don't mentality. I love it. Hi, everybody. I'm Mythomatic. You can follow me on twitter.com/Mythomatic or on twitch.tv/Mythomatic, where I do some cinematic, immersive gameplay, storytelling content, usually in the form of roleplay. If you want to stop on by and chat Spellwind, we can. That's always available. Also, what else is available is patreon.com/tablestory, where you can get on in and support the show and the channel, as well as get some really cool Patreon content. While you're there, you could also go to patreon.com/Spellwind, and you could help support me as I create the setting and this world we had today. I had a suggestion in our Patreon Discord. I was like, what's going on with this dagger? And then we had Last Socratic gave me a wonderful, beautiful idea. And so if you want to join and be a part of the background maniacal stuff, come along to and join that Discord. But that's us. We're Table Story. This is great. Thank you very much, everybody, for being here. Thank you for the awesome episode today. I really, really, really loved that we started in the gross bloodbath of war and then ended in that wholesome, awesome scene with Violet and bringing them into the world. So thank you very much, Meyer, for that, and everybody for all of your contributions today and just you being so great. And Rad's still not here, but we don't need him to say goodbye. We'll see everybody. Be well. Take care of yourselves. We'll see you all in the next one.